to my channel. This is going to be a very, very interesting live stream today. It is going to be a rage-filled, fueled live stream. I apologize ahead of time. I'm going to try to speak concisely, and I'm going to try to calm down a little bit as I talk about the Kim Sae-ron, the Kim Soo Hyun gossip imbroglio, what's going on right now. If some of you don't know, I did do a live stream. If you look on my channel and look up my lives, you will see that I did a live stream about this Kim Sae-ron thing. Just to give you guys I don't go into detail because, again, I am not a gossip channel. I don't do K-drama. I do K-pop, and I try to keep it fun and light here as much as I can. And in my other live stream, I've given you the parallels between Suga, New Jeans, and Kim Sae-ron. So today I'm going to give you updates about what's going on with this case. First, I'm going to give you an overview, and I'm going to tell you guys why I'm in a rage-filled, ranty, rage-filled rage today. So like I said, I'm going to try to keep this shit together. I'm going to try. I'm going to attempt my best to keep my rage under check. I was on my way to the gym. Last night I was reading some things and I was shocked because I hadn't looked at the updates on this case. And I looked and my jaw dropped. And so because like I said, I don't pay attention to people in K-drama. So let me start from the beginning, just give you guys a brief overview if you don't know who what is this all about, Kiki? Kim Sae-ron was formerly, may she rest in peace, an actress. Okay, she was an actress in Korea. She was 24 years old. Last month, she sadly took her life. Okay, very sadly took her life. I'm not familiar with this actress too much. She's been acting since she was 9 years old. Again, in my last live stream, I told you guys more information about her. So she took her life last month. It has come out. Well, no, I shouldn't say it has come out. Her parents went to I guess this person is a Korean gossiper. Again, y'all can pull it up online. She went to some Korean gossip site or YouTuber or something. I don't know this person. Okay, called the Ghetto Seto Institute. I think that's the name. Don't quote me. I've never heard of this. It's probably in Korean language, but I've never heard this because, again, I don't do gossip. That's just not my thing personally. If it's something about BTS, I may look at it a little bit, but that's it. But like Kim Sae-ron, like a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, she went to a gossip, their parents, or I'm saying aunt. Let me go back. The aunt. It's not really her aunt. I guess it's a family friend. Let me set this down real quick. Sorry, y'all. It's a family friend. Went to this gossip site and was like, oh, we want to clear the record. I'm like, okay. So I watched other videos about this. So they went to this gossip site and was like, we want to clear our daughter. We want to clear our loved one or reputation. So the aunt, quote unquote aunt, family friend went there first. Then the mom talked to them. And so the parents came out and made a statement. And I think they may have done an interview about their daughter, saying that they wanted to clear her name. Now, I didn't quite understand. She's gone. She's lost her life. And then y'all talking about y'all want to clear her name. And I'm like, well, what name? So let me go back. Kim Sae-ron in 2022, she got into a DUI. She hit this transformer thing. The electricity went out and yada, yada, yada. So she had to pay restitution, if y'all know what that means. So she had to pay damages. If you don't know what restitution means, damages for the transformer that she broke. I think it came out to $400,000 USD. So ever since 2022, her reputation has been ruined. She was mercilessly bullied and hounded on the internet. People made fun of her because she had a DUI. She couldn't get acting jobs. She had to go live with her sister or friends, supposedly. And she went on tough times. So that's what we the general public has known. Basically, overview about the situation. So a month ago, she took her life. I don't think she left a note or whatever. But then, like I said, 2 weeks ago, her parents come forward and her parents are like, we want to clear our daughter's name. I don't know what the hell they were talking about or her reputation. I don't know. So, child. So, They come out and release some statements saying she was dating a famous Korean actor named Kim Soo Hyun. I am not familiar with Kim Soo Hyun. Apparently he's one. Hello, cute. Apparently he's one of the highest paid actors in Korea. I looked up. He's been acting since around 2012. Um, I think what is he like in his early 30s? He's like on like 35 or something like that. And he's a good looking guy. I've said before, I love K dramas. I watch K dramas, but they're a different thing. You watch one of his dramas. Oh, really? Yeah, he's been in some famous ones. He's been in ones that I've heard of, but I like supernatural stuff. Like I like Sweet Home, All of Us Are Dead. Like that's the kind of The Kingdom. The Kingdom is my favorite. I'm not really into like the modern romance dramas that a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's not my thing. So I love K dramas, but I like comedies. I like things that take place in the Joseon area, and I like supernatural stuff. So usually, if it's just romance, I hate it. I'm not into romantic shows or songs. I'm not a romance person. So that it has to have some kind of supernatural angle to it, I guess, for me to like it. So and speaking of, if you have not seen a K drama called Tomorrow that came out like 3 years ago, please watch Tomorrow. It has Ruwan in it. You like Marvel? I love Marvel. It had Ruwan in it, and Ruwan is my favorite K drama actor. He used to be a K-pop singer, but he's a really good actor. I don't care what anybody says. Anyway, that's just a little sidebar. But apparently they were dating. So Kim Sae-ron and Kim Hyun were dating. She's dropped hints, I guess, on the internet a long time ago, and people called her delusional. They made fun of her, saying, you're not dating this famous actor, because nobody knew. And of course, if you don't know, in Korea, they can't really date. K-idols, K-drama people can't date. Okay, because it creates a whole scandal. That's a whole nother thing for another video that I absolutely positively detest. But okay, make sure y'all thumbs up and like the video, please. I appreciate it, y'all. And I know that most people are probably gonna watch this on the rewatch, but oh well. And then I gotta hurry up and do this video because I was supposed to be going to the gym. I'm in my gym attire. Y'all see me in my little gym hat. So it turned out they really were dating. So the parents were alleging, to make a long story short, that their daughter Kim Sae-ron and Kim Soo Hyun was dating ever since she was 15. So I had questions, and then so they released some pictures. I looked at the pictures. There's no way these pictures aren't time stamped. There's no metadata on these pictures. I looked at these pictures. I'm like, she could be 16. She could be 18. There's really not much of a difference between 16 and 18, especially when you're talking about Koreans who don't age a lot. He came back and said that he did not date her. But then the parents kept on. So, of course, he's going to say his agency, which he owns, is going to say that they did not date. Of course, they're going to say that. That's what they always say. That's what they're trained to say. He's saying that the parents are trying to say that she was 15. However, the problem is the age of consent in Korea as of 2020, supposedly the date, let me give you the timeline. So she was, I think, 15, 16, like around 2018, 2019, if I'm doing the math right. That's when they supposedly, parents are alleged that they're dating. So he was like 27 and she was like 15, 16. However, the age of consent in Korea at that time was 13. The age of consent in Korea right now is 16. So I told people, there's nothing they can do. Don't get mad at me. That's the age of consent. Now, whether people think morally it's right, that's another thing. Legally, there's nothing they can do. The age of consent. And then so I looked up the Korean age of consent laws because I'm like, okay, I want to see what's going on. The only time they can really prosecute people is unless they can prove the person is coerced or forced or exploited. So exploitation means somebody is forced into solicitation. Somebody is forced to do like adult content. Somebody was being blackmailed, harassed, or they're paying to be with this person. So for all things that we can tell, this is a mutual relationship. The parents never said that she was coerced or forced. The parents went to the internet to shame this man because they know they have no legal case. If it was a legal thing, they would have gathered up all their evidence. They would have went to the law and either filed a court case or have the investigators investigate it, or they would have filed a civil case if it was something legal. This is not a legal issue. So I'm thinking to myself, why would they sit here and expose this? They came back and said they wanted him to apologize. Apologize for what? I'm like, I didn't understand what the age of consent is 13. Like I said, regardless of whether people agree with it or not, that's the age of consent. And the age of consent is 16 years old in Korea. So if I was a 16-year-old, I can date a 25, 30-year-old man. Like, There's no age gap, because some countries have like a 5-year age gap or whatever. There's no age gap in Korea. You can be 16 and date a 30-year-old. People do it. Like, believe it or not, people don't talk about it. So legally, I'm like, I'm out. There's nothing to see here for me. I'm like, well, there's no legal. He didn't do anything illegal. He didn't force her. He didn't beat her up. The parents are not claiming none of that. So I'm like, okay, in India, it's 18. In the United States, it varies. I was saying that in some states, you can get married at 16 with parental consent. But for the most part, here, it's 18 in the United States. But that's the United States. In Japan, it was 13. There are some countries, it's 14. And there's no age gap. Some countries have it to where if they're 5 years older or younger, then it's against the law. Korea's not. Don't get mad at me. It's Korea. Like, that's just how it goes. Patriarchy. I don't know. Patriarchy. There you go. Patriarchy. Yeah, Japan, it was 13 for the longest time. Yeah. Patriarchy. There you go. I mean, would I want my 15, 16-year-old dating a 27-year-old man? No way. 13 is way too young. I have almost a 15-year-old son. I wouldn't want my 15-year-old son dating. My 15-year-old son, much less somebody, a 26, 27-year-old woman. But then again, the question is, the people are like, well, the parents didn't know. I said, in my opinion, that there's no way on God's green earth that a 15-year-old can talk to a grown man and the parents not know. That's my opinion. It's not like they went to school together. It's not like, he's a boy living next door. I understand kids, teenagers are sneaky. I have a son. I have an 11-year-old daughter. I understand that. Dating somebody in school, you can get away with. Somebody lives in the neighborhood, maybe. Some 27-year-old man, he was a famous actor back then. And you mean to tell me that the parents didn't know that then the parents brought up at one time, well, he promised to marry her. I said, oh, here we go. So I said, oh, so this is what this is. I think the parents are upset because this man did not marry their daughter. I think that was part of the issue. I don't think that they did not know that she was talking. And then we talk about the nature of the relationship. People just assuming that just because she may have been allegedly, again, the parents have provided no proof that she was 15 years old. Again, I'm telling everybody, y'all taking the parents' word for it. There was no proof that I'm still waiting. I'm like this. Y'all gonna release some video? Y'all gonna no? Okay. I'm still waiting for proof that she was 15. So he came forward and said, yeah, we did date, but but from what I could read between the lines of what's been said in this situation, when he came out and said, yeah, we were dating, I don't know how serious this was for him. And I said it before in my last video. I said, well, how serious were they? Was she just texting him? Then he went to the military and he was sending her letters. And I'm like, once again, the parents didn't know he was sending her letters. Okay. Right. They didn't know. And then I was like, what kind of relationship did Kim Sae-ron think she had? Were they intimate or not? Because they could have had a relationship. Like, she could have been in love with this dude, or she could have thought she was in a relationship. Because there are rumors coming out, and we're going to get to that in a moment about Kim Soo Hyun. There's rumors. So the parents are saying they just want an apology. I said, bullshit. Apology. They could have went behind the scenes, went to this man and said, we want an apology. How is his public apology going to do anything about her reputation? Nobody even knew these people were dating. Nobody even brought this up. It had nothing to do with her DUI at all. But he needed to apologize. I said, what exactly is he? I said, no. I said, the parents is trying to hem him up. And I've said that in comment sections. People accuse me of being a Kim Soo Hyun fan. I was like, I don't even know this man. But I told people in my last video, I said, through all of this man then lost branded deals. He was supposed to be in a special with G-Dragon. They cut him out. He's lost roles. I told people, before y'all get your pitchforks and your torches, can we just sit back a little bit and really think about this rationally and let the chips fall where they may? So, flash forward to today. I'm sitting around that night. I'm doing my thing. I said, oh, let me, and then I see something flash across my screen about Kim Sae-ron, whatever. So I said, okay. So I went back and watched some of the old videos I watched. So right before I made my live stream last time about this subject, there something came out where audio was her talking to her new agency, saying that she was married and she had an abortion and her husband was abusive. And people like, the audio is fake. It's fake. I said, Cole, so those pictures ain't fake, but the audio is fake. Got it. Got it. Got it, netizens. Got it. They're like, oh, this audio is fake. I said in my last live stream, and I said in many comment section, I said, you can prove if the audio is fake or not. There's a software you can run it through. But I was like, how is it the parents released the photos? But y'all quick to believe that. But this Lee Jin Ho, I think that's his name, released audio saying, Kim Sae-ron, they had been broke up. Kim Soo Hyun and Kim Sae-ron apparently broke up in 2021. But they blasted Kim Soo Hyun, this famous actor. Why didn't he go to the funeral? That's his ex. And then Kim Sae-ron used to be with his agency, that Kim Soo Hyun. Apparently he owns the agency or started the agency or manages the agency. He created the agency, right? People were like, why didn't he give her the money? The agency paid for her accident. And then they sent her a letter saying that we need, she hadn't been, I guess she was put on a payment plan and she hadn't been paying. So people dragged this man. People were online saying the most craziest, ridiculous. Well, she killed her. She took her life on his birthday. So obviously it's his fault. Huh? How is that his fault? I'm like, y'all, they broke up in 2021. What? Well, he didn't go to the funeral. So what? I said in my last live stream that my ex could drop dead right now. Why would I go to his funeral? We ain't even been broke up that long. Why were they silent for all this time? Right. Why didn't the parents say nothing about them in a relationship besides now? Now y'all want to say something about them being in a relationship? Everybody dragged this man. They didn't call this man a molester, all kinds of stuff. They drugged this man for filth. I said, how can he be when the age of consent was 13? Don't get mad at me. Get mad at Korea. I said, even if she was 18 or 15, it's legal. It's obviously they were in some sort of relationship. I don't ever deny that. They drugged this man. People making wild scenarios. Well, she was depressed and did. Well, Buttercup, hold on to your hats, kids, because it gets interesting. So last night, like I was saying, I was reading up on the news, and I said, well, let me go back and watch these videos. I said, okay, let me catch up. It turned out the audio, it wasn't fake. It turned out somebody dug, because the internet's gonna be the internet. They dug up a marriage certificate. Kim Sae-ron, as of January of 2025, hot damn, was married. Yes, she was married. And on top of that, old girl had a boyfriend that she was kind of low-key talking to. She had another ex that she was talking to, kind of like while she was married. I'm like, oh. So my question is, the parents come back and say, oh, well, we didn't know she was married. Then the husband, so they found this husband. Their marriage was set to be annulled because they were married from January. They met in November of 2024. They had this whirlwind romance. And in January 2025, they got married in America. But because of the distance, because he didn't want to leave, he's American. So I guess because he didn't want to leave and go to Korea, she didn't want to leave and go to America. So I guess they were kind of like impasse. So they decided to they're working on getting the marriage annulled. Then on top of that, she had another ex-boyfriend that she had dated before she met the guy that became her husband. This dude has come out and said, me and Kim Sae-ron dated. She was still talking to me. And Kim Soo Hyun, the actor that she dated, he was a good guy. And it turns out that Kim Sae-ron went to the hospital. Her parents acknowledged she did go to the hospital. And behind the scenes, her ex, the agency that he belonged to, gold medalist, paid for her hospital bills. And then they asked the parents were like, we didn't know that. Well, apparently, parents, y'all didn't know a lot about your daughter. They claim that they didn't know. I don't know whether to believe whether they knew or not. I don't believe nothing these fucking parents say. I said it before, I don't believe anything the parents say. I don't believe anything. Whatever the parents is talking about, I'm like, nah, man. Because there's no reason to bring up their deceased daughter's business in the street like this. I said this in my last live stream. So it turns out the soon to be the husband is saying that he didn't know anything about an abortion, but then again, she could have been pregnant. She could have got an abortion without her husband even knowing. She could have got an abortion. She could have just went to a clinic and not even told him, because she may have figured, okay, well, our marriage is done anyway. Why am I going to tell him about this abortion? I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to get rid of this baby and let it go. So whether she had an abortion or not, she said it on audio. They could easily prove it. They want to pull up medical records if they want to do that. But again, like I said, there's evidence that she was talking to one of her exes while her and her husband, I guess, were separated. And then some other things have come out about her and her husband, about their marriage. There's friends coming out of the woodwork saying that the husband was hitting on her, that he was a drunk, that he was very, I guess, verbally, that he was not a nice guy. Let's put it this way. But then again, the friends that are coming out, where were y'all at? This friend didn't came out. Then a cousin didn't came out. And I don't know whether to believe none of these people. But I believe what's in the documents, and the documents show that she was married. So that leaves poor Kim Soo Hyun. So this man, so you mean to tell me, after I said in my last live stream, I said, you know what, y'all just need to sit back and just sit back. Just let the truth will come out eventually. Y'all didn't have, not y'all personally, I know people watching this video, but the netizens, the K-netizens, then had pitchforks, torches. People got online and was dragging Kim Soo Hyun for filth. They made up lies. They had innuendos. He was the reason why she took her life. What? He was mean. We don't have any evidence of anything. And now the parents are dummies. Well, we didn't know she was married. Well, we didn't know he paid Kim Soo Hyun paid the hospital bill. Well, we didn't know she had another boyfriend. We didn't know all this. Really? They may have not known. I give them the benefit of the doubt, but not really. And then the parents has a lawsuit filed against this YouTuber that's been spilling the tea. So apparently through all of this, Kim Soo Hyun is not the villain in all of this. So now, wait a minute. Hold your hats, people, because this gets better. So now the husband, they're like, it's the husband's fault. I said, what? The husband was mean to her, and he wasn't good to her, and that's the reason why she was distraught over. The husband came out and produced a letter saying, if I hurt her, why would she keep coming back to America? She was going back once a month to visit her husband. He's like, if I was that cruel to her, why would she keep coming back? Then he produced a card and a letter that she wrote him, saying that she loved him and she wished, things could work out and things were better, and that it is what it is, and that it's best that they go their separate ways. He's like, if I hurt her, if I was mean to her, if I was drunk, why would she write this letter right before she ended her life? He's like, why was she? They were gonna get the marriage or not. He was like, nothing. So the parents would come out, have people come out and say, well, we got proof that he beat her up or something. And then the husband said with his whole chest, release the videos. He said, if you say you got pictures and videos, release them. The husband is saying, I never heard Kim Sae-ron, that this was a mutual thing. It didn't work out. He was saying that we didn't even see each other a lot. He like, we met through mutual friends, and that's it. And he was like, I didn't hurt her. I didn't do anything to her. It didn't work out because it didn't work out. But now they didn't got off. They didn't ruin Kim Soo Hyun's career. So they off that. They didn't fucked up his career. And my question is, are people gonna apologize? I'm looking at the other channels I watch. Shh. They on hush mode. Shh. Shh. We're not gonna talk about that. Right, I need proof. The husband's like, get proof. If I heard her, you got pictures of her with a black eye, whatever. Okay. And then on top of that, even if they do have pictures, who gonna prove that he did it? Like I said before, just like Sugar, they have witch hunt this actor. So I'm like, where's the apology? Because apparently Kim Soo Hyun was not the villain in this story. They broke up in 2021. His agency sent a letter, yes, in 2024 asking for money because legally that's what they have to do to collect the debt. After that, she didn't receive any more letters. She was paying off the debt. She couldn't get an acting job because in Korean society, it's unforgiving. Hey, Kinley, it's unforgiving. If they would have just forgave her, she would have been able to get acting gigs. She would have been able to get roles. She would have been able to repay her debt. Then perhaps she wouldn't have been so depressed. Then she was online and she was mercilessly hounded and bullying. So now we want to blame Kim Sae-ron's death on Kim Soo Hyun. We want to blame it on the husband. The ex-boyfriend came forward. People like, well, we don't really know. The point is the ex-boyfriend came out and said the reason why she was depressed is because she was harassed online. What don't y'all understand? Y'all harassed this lady to death. Not y'all personally. But the netizens, the K-netizens harassed this lady to death. And she may have had other issues. So everybody want to point to blame somebody else, but I'm just like, okay, so now y'all blaming the husband now and the boyfriend. Apparently Kim Sae-ron had secrets. She had a life. So I'm like, are we done now? We ain't talking about, and then people are like, but no one's talking about Kim Soo Hyun and the fact that he was dating an underage girl. No one's talking about them because again, I've said it before, not on my live stream in conversations, because that wasn't the point. That wasn't the point. No one really cared, really, that he might have been dating a 15-year-old. Nobody really cared about that. It was the salaciousness of it all. There are some people that were his fans that were just mad that he was dating, period. So those are those people. Let me tell you why people was mad. Number one, the people were mad who were fans of his because he was dating, period, because people in Korea are crazy about that. So you had a bunch of that. Number two, there are people who didn't like Kim Sae-ron, so they was going to drag him and her or whatever situation. Number three, people just wanted to gossip, just to gossip. Number four, I don't know, the weather was bad that day and people needed something, and they needed clicks and views for their channel. Number five, a tree fell in Korea. Number six, you see what I'm getting here? Way down there, where a few people actually gave a damn that a 15-year-old was dating a 27-year-old. Way down there. Because I was like, y'all really did. I got in comment sections. I was like, y'all don't really care about Kim Sae-ron. Y'all didn't care about her when y'all was harassing her mercilessly online and calling her a drunk and a loser. Y'all was good with that. Now y'all want to be quick to defend her and oh my God, well, she need to be protected. Oh, come on. They didn't give a damn whether this 15-year-old was dating a 27-year-old. People didn't really care about that. Because now people are off that. Now we moved on. I said because I was like, they didn't really care about that. They didn't really care about that. Yeah, she took her own life on his birthday. So that's the logic. But I'm like, did anyone ever stop to think, maybe she took her life on his birthday because she loved him and this is the man that she really loved? And maybe that was her way. I said, did anybody? I said that in comment sections. I said, maybe I got this all wrong. Maybe after a failed marriage and other relationships I'm sure that she's had, after her marriage getting annulled, after, the thing with the ex, maybe she was still talking to the ex, maybe she realized this is the man I really love. Like, this is the man I really wanted to be with. This is the person that I really loved. And I miss this person. Or, like you said, or maybe not. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe she didn't even think about it and just thought, and then maybe she didn't even realize it was his birthday. Or it could be a coincidence. I'm with you. Or not. But the idea that, like, Kim Soo Hyun did her wrong, and now people coming out the woodwork talking about, he cheated on her when he was supposed to be with her with some K-pop singers. Apparently there was rumors going around years ago. Again, we're talking about things that happened 2019, 2020. Again, I'm like, y'all, 5 years ago, he dated supposedly 2 different K-pop singers at the same time, and he had a reputation of being a player. And I said, so whoop-de-doo. What? So what? He probably did. And again, we don't know the nature of Kim Sae-ron and Kim Soo Hyun's relationship. Nobody should be privy to that information. That is between him and her. And she ain't here to defend herself. And he shouldn't have to. He grown. He's an adult. If he want to be a player and date 2 or 3 different K-pop singers while he was supposedly allegedly with Kim Sae-ron, okay. So what? So what? He grown. Was the K-pop singers dating that he was grown? Oh, they was grown? Why so what? So fucking what? He cheated on her. So what? People get cheated on. I'm like, y'all do know that there are K-pop singers that are big players, that have all kinds of women, that have dated all kinds of other K-drama actors. I'm not saying any names. It may be some of our biases. Let me say it for the people in the back. Y'all ready? It may be some of our biases. But I'll say less. But some of our biases have a reputation of kind of being a ladies' man. Or some of our female K-pop singers have dated around a bit. I ain't saying no names. Maybe, who knows? I've heard things. I may not be referring to my bias in particular, but, But there are K-pop singers who kind of have a reputation of dating around. And it's fine. They're grown. These are grown people dating other grown people. And I don't understand why people expected this man to be like his K-drama, like he's supposed to act like he doing K-dramas. He's an actor. He's acting. These I said before my last live stream, these roles, these are not him. He's acting. Because people were like, oh my God, I'm so disappointed in Kim. So you're disappointed for what? He's an actor. He had everybody fooled. He's an actor. He's acting a role written by writers in fake fictional situations. He plays the romantic leads, from what I've seen, in different K-dramas. He's an act. That's not really him. I just, the silliest stuff I read in comments, I'm like, y'all do realize that these are movies. Fictional characters. I'm like, fictional characters. Like, these are not their personalities. Kim Soo Hyun is not his character. He's an actor. He has a personality. He's a good-looking man. He's rich. He's successful. He's good-looking. You mean to tell me he don't come across women all the time throwing it at him? They throwing it at him. I'm like, if he wanted to date, because they were saying there were rumors, I don't know which K-pop singers he was rumored to date, but they were saying that other rumors have come out recently from Kim Sae-ron's friends or cousins saying that he was cheating on her and he probably did. I'm like, that's not him. He's not required to be like the debonair, dashing romantic lead. That's not him. Like, he's characters. So I don't know which K-pop singers and then apparently he's supposed to be dating too. Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Girl, that's what I'm like. He not Spider-Man. He can't swing from the rooftops. I promise you. He will fall and die or hurt himself. Like, he not that. Like, it's just, I'm like, is anybody like, even when I was 10 years old, I understood acting. My 11-year-old knows that an actor is not their character. I said, please, I was like, please, somebody commented that. My reply to them was, are you 9 years old? Are you a child? If so, you need to get off the internet. Which I can't even say anything because, again, my daughter just turned 11. My daughter understood from an early age that these fictional characters aren't real people. that they're actors and actresses. And then people get on the internet and be like, well, I knew it. He had everybody fooled. Like, many people said this. And I'm like, are y'all just this dumb, or y'all being disingenuous? So when it comes to the K-netizens that I'll be online fighting with about this whole, I fought with them about Sugar, and now I'm fighting with them about Kim Soo Hyun. I'm typing in my best pigeon Korean, damn it. I'm typing in my worst Korean. My Hangul is terrible. I'm like, let me spell check. I'm spell checking my Korean quickly. I come in, I'm like, 안녕, 안녕하세요. No. Kim Soo Hyun oppa. Y'all know I be going in. Because, again, this irritates me because these are shades of what happened to Sugar. Like, I have Sugar PTSD over this shit. Like, I say it lightly, y'all. But I do. Like, every time when I see stuff like this, I'm like, when the witch hunt starts to come, I really get in my feelings because, number one, I feel like I don't get it. I don't get why this is acceptable. Number two, it's not fair. Number three, I said it before in my last live stream, this is not a K-drama. This is real people's lives you are effing with. People's real feelings. People's real livelihoods. I said it before and I'll say it again. Y'all don't know. We don't know. I know a little bit, just enough to be dangerous, of what goes on behind the scenes in Korean entertainment. And I tell people that when scandals hit, y'all don't see the back end of the fallout. Not only do people lose roles and endorsements and collaborations and lose money, what people don't understand is that people's families and friends turn against them in and outside of the industry because they don't want to be associated with them anymore. So you will lose friends, or friends will go underground and pretend that they don't know you. So out in public, they may be like, oh, I don't hang around with Sugar, blah, 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 blah. But then behind closed doors, they may be cacao messaging him and saying, hey, you're okay. That's hurtful. Can you imagine that? Just imagine that you have friends that can't acknowledge that they even talk to you. That's hurtful. Imagine if you're single and you're trying to date and people and men and women are like, yikes, I don't know if maybe, like I said, Kim Sae-ron dating an American, it makes sense. Because in the beginning, when the rumors came out that she was married to an American, people were like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I said, it makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. She met him through an acquaintance or a friend of a friend. He lives in America. He don't know what's going on with Kim Sae-ron and all this stuff, nor does he care. He's from America. So I can understand her meeting. Maybe she was lonely for a time. Maybe she had dated maybe a few people here and there. Apparently she had an ex she was still talking to that she dated before she married this dude. And maybe she was having a hard time really like finding someone because her reputation had been ruined. So she meet this dude. He's from America. He doesn't care. He doesn't really know what happened, and nor does he care because he's American. And Americans, we don't give a shit about a DUI and all that. Like, okay, move on. The point is, in my opinion, I feel like Kim Sae-ron would be here today if Korea would move the fuck on. She was paying her money. She apologized. She apologized to the business. She apologized to fans. She came out there press. But people can't move on. But she was still being harassed online. So like I said before in my other video, this echoes shades of Sugar. Said they dragged celebrity and then they took a wrong step. They showed sympathy. Right. So K-netizens then drug Kim Sae-ron. You didn't drug Kim Soo Hyun and practically almost ruined his fucking career and his business life. And God knows what's going on with his life behind the scenes. Because we don't see it. So God knows what family and friends are gossiping behind his back, talking about him behind his back, calling him all kinds of names behind his back. We don't know. And he has to go through that. And I don't care how strong you are, how much money you have, how much celebrity you have, how you got to have a lot of strong background support to be able to get through things like this. And Kim Sae-ron, I can sit there and say she did not have that. This poor lady, obviously, in my opinion, just my opinion, allegedly, she had issues beyond what man she was married to or whether she had an abortion or not. She had issues. The things that people describe that, again, I'm not going to bring up because there's nothing to do with nothing. Again, are we done here? We should be done. These are grown people doing grown things. Whether she was married, had an abortion, had a boyfriend, had 6 boyfriends, 6 abortions. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. She's grown. She can do that. I don't care if Kim Soo Hyun dated all of Red Velvet. I'm not saying he did. I don't know what rumor. I don't care if he dated all of Red Velvet, all of 21, and all of FX. Okay? Let's just say he slayed all them heifers. Okay? He just ran through 3 K-pop groups. He done dated them all. He done slept with them all. So what? He's grown. Slay King, slay. Okay? If that's what he feel like he want to do, if he cheated on all of them, if he's dating 6 women at once and they all didn't know it because he's a player, what does that have to do with anything? These are adults doing adult things. Has anyone committed a crime? No. Oh, no crime committed? So why is this woman deceased and people dragging her through the mud? And it's like, can we stop now? Just stop. The husband said he was going to stay quiet until they drug him into this. He was like, I'm grieving. I'm trying to be respectful. He's like, I stayed silent because I don't want any part of this. Why would he want part of this? He's here in America. He looking online, looking just like we are. He looking at this shit online going, good God, today. He looking online probably like, should I say something? I don't know. He probably like, I don't want to be in the middle of this. I just want to live my life. I'm grieving. He said, I'm grieving just like the family is. We were married. We had a whirlwind romance. Of course he's going to be grieving. He's probably trying to question, like, maybe I should have, there's grief, there's guilt, there's all of those things. He was like, no, I don't want to come forward because, like, look what is happening. They dragged Big Bang T.O.P. too. Yeah, after he came back, they didn't forgive him. Right. And what T.O.P. did was like over 10 years ago. I'm like, we still on this? So yes, Kim Sae-ron, her husband, ex-husband, soon to be ex, whatever, was like, I didn't want no part of this. So because, I live in America and, he was like, I'm just out here living my life. He like, I didn't want no part of this, but he, I guess they asked him to come forward and he was like, yeah, we were married. So now it's him, but he's like, I'm in America. He's a regular guy. So the K-netizens, they can blame him all they want to. And the guy said, if the family is saying that I did something to her, I hurt her physically, I committed some sort of DV, then he was like, release the audio, video, whatever they got. He's like, I'll come and ask questions. The police can call him. He said, they'll call me. He's like, I'll go down to the station in my city and answer questions. He said, I did not hurt her. But people are just making up stuff. So now they want to blame him. So again, I'm saying, are we done now? Are we not entertained? Are we done now? Because the more I could have read articles and on and on and on. And I'm like, okay, none of this has to do with nothing. This woman took her life. She obviously had secrets and things in her life, just like grown ass people do. She had things that she did not tell her parents, that she did not tell her family, that she did not tell her friends. And that was her right to not tell anybody a damn thing about what she was doing behind the scenes. She grown. Kim Soo Hyun is not the villain that everybody made him out to be. Kim Sae-ron had secrets. She had things that she was doing. I'm not going to drag her for that. She's grown. She has a right to not tell her parents anything about anything. She's grown. But it's apparently, to me, in my opinion, that apparently she had issues. She probably had mental health issues. She probably may have felt sad over her marriage ending, the situation with her career. She was trying to stage a comeback. She had a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about. Her parents don't even know about. What her parents doing all these years, where are they when she was a teenager? Right. My question in my last live stream, I'm going to say it before and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it for the people in the back, side, front. Where was Kim Sae-ron's money? She worked all them years. Where was her money? And I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. Where was her money? Where was her money? I need to see, if you want to talk about receipts and proof, I need to see some receipts and proof about where the hell are her money at. Where was her money? By the time you mean to tell me by the time she was 21, 22 years old, she didn't have no money. I read online, they didn't even have enough money to even have her funeral, y'all. They had no money to even have her funeral. That somebody else had to help pay for her funeral. She was a child actress. I said, wait a minute. I read in the comments section, somebody said, hold up. Where's her money at? I said, oh, I didn't even think about that. I said, good point. Where was her money? So I mean, the time that she acted all them years, I'm not saying she was getting paid like millions of dollars, but I'm like, she didn't have parents that save up nothing. What was her parents doing? That's the other question. When she was a teenager running around with talking to a 27-year-old, I mean, they didn't, it's not like she had a car. So it's not like she was driving at 15. So how did she meet this dude? How did they carry on a quote unquote relationship? She ain't got no car. So how many times did they see each other? But that's neither here nor there. I don't care. They had a legal relationship. So I don't care. That's their personal business, what he was doing with that little girl. That was his personal relationship. Korea says 13 age of consent. I said, so be it, Korea. Parents claiming that they didn't know, all right. I don't believe them either. But even if they didn't know, it's the age of consent laws. Nothing I can do. Because like I said, I got questions. I don't know how a 15-year-old who don't drive, who don't have a car, can carry on a relationship with a 27-year-old man. How do they see each other? Did they see each other? Was this an over the phone thing? You know what I'm saying? When you're young, you have all kinds of romances with people. She could have been in love with the guy. She could have thought they had a relationship. He may have not took it too serious. And again, what was the parents doing? Do you not know who your daughter was talking to? He was writing her from the military. The parents came and said that. So I'm like, well, how do you know he was writing her from the military? Don't be like, oh, they was just friends, because ain't no way a 15-year-old girl should be friends with a 27-year-old man. I don't give a damn what industry you're in. People are online trying to say that, well, you know, they're actors, and so what? I don't care if you acted in 6 movies with my child. I don't care if you've been knowing my child since they was a child. There's no reason why you should be having a grown man should be having private conversations with a teenage girl. That just doesn't happen. I don't care if you're a family friend. I don't care who you are. Unless you're a blood relation. I wouldn't have one of my family friends talking to my daughter, whether they be male or female. Wow, how does that even work? That makes no sense. So none of that made any sense. And where was her money? I said they didn't save no money up. She had no money. And then, you know, then the other things in articles I read saying that what was going on in the scene, some of her friends have come forward. And I'm like, yeah, what kind of fucking friends are y'all? Anyway, And then we can't verify what kind of friendship these people had. So that's another thing is with Kim Sae-ron not being here. I don't know these quote unquote friends. I'm like, so I don't know what kind of friendship they had. We don't know if these people really were her friends. I was like, so I don't believe anytime someone dies or someone goes through something, there are all these people that come out the woodwork like cockroaches. These people that scurry out the woodwork and be like, oh, she was my best friend. And then it turned out that they're really a frenemy, or they really weren't their friend, or they were using them, or they're a clout chase friend. They were just hanging around them because they were famous. Like, I'm suspect that anybody come forward, anonymous or otherwise, especially anonymous ones. These anonymous friend B said that her husband was mean to her. This broke up and cheated on her. And I don't believe none of these so-called friends. One of them was saying that, oh, well, they live together. Just because they live together don't mean that could have been their whole damn roomie. They don't mean they were friends. Yeah, she did have to work part-time jobs. She was working at a cafe and she was working at a bunch of jobs. And then people was online when she got the job dogging her because of that. They were making fun of her for getting a job paying off the debt. So I'm like, what is she supposed to do? Sit at home and cry and that's going to pay off the debt? Oh, she working at a cafe. Yeah, because she couldn't get no movie roles, dummy. Like, I went online and went back and looked at all the cruel things that they were saying to her. I do my research, y'all. I was like, well, let me go back and see what shit they were saying to her. When it got out that somebody took a picture of her working at a cafe, they were clowning her. She working at a cafe. Well, what else is she supposed to do? She couldn't get any roles because her reputation was ruined. Because people were hounding her. Because people were calling her names. So, yeah, she had to work sometimes she worked 2-part jobs. They said she was working all the time. And then people are like, well, her husband should have supported her. I'm like, they weren't even married that long. They didn't even know each other that long. I don't know what kind of job her husband had. I don't know who this man is. He lives in America, lives in an apartment. So it's not like he's some big rich time businessman. He's just a regular guy. From what I know, he's a regular guy. He don't have like $400,000. So there were some people online accusing the husband of being with her, blackmailing her for them to be together. I'm like, what sense does that even make? He's not Korean. He's not in the industry. He's just a regular guy in America. He was like, why would I blackmail her to be with me? Like, why would they're trying to say that? This is not a K-drama. These are real people's lives. The guy's like, I am just a regular guy. Well, she was threatening. What? She didn't have no money. What money did Kim Sae-ron have? None. She was struggling. So what would be the reason for her husband to blackmail her to be in a relationship? He's not some clout chasing he's just a guy that wanted to remain anonymous. He was like, I didn't want to come forward. They went and dug out the marriage records. So now he blackmailed her into getting married. What? He like, what? He like, why would I even? She didn't have nothing and he didn't have nothing for her to blackmail him. Because I've heard that too. Well, Kim Sae-ron coerced him to get married. He's like, I live in an apartment. Like, I'm not some rich in America. Baby, do you know how expensive it is to live here? Shit. Do you know what inflation is high? Do you know eggs is $14 USD for a dozen eggs? Are y'all kidding me right now? Y'all want to make this man out here like he's some kind of like rich dude. He like, I'm just a dude. I'm just a guy who goes to work that lives in an apartment. And then he was saying that she would come over and visit him. And he was like, if I was hurting her or something, I live in an apartment. They would have called the police. Yeah, they would have called the police. They would have heard her screaming and yelling. Yes, they would have called the police. They would have been like, somebody screaming and yelling. And why would she keep coming back? If he was hurting her or something. If he was hitting her, beating her up or something. Like, people are claiming that. And he like, what? Why would she keep coming back? Just because some friends come out the woodwork saying that Kim Sae-ron said, she may have. I don't know this woman's state of mind. Did she really have an abortion? I don't know. I don't know if she, like I said in my last live stream, I don't know if she just said that to somebody. I don't know the narrative behind it. Or she may have really did get an abortion and may have not told anybody. Apparently, Kim Sae-ron had secrets. Did her husband, who she was going to get married, was he mean to her? Was he a drunk? Did he do these things? I don't know. I can't believe what the friends say. And then if she really did tell the friends, we don't know if Kim Sae-ron was telling the truth to them. She may have been like, "Oh, girl, we're not getting along because he mean and he come home drunk and he yelling at me." She may have made all of that up. She may have said that to cover and give a justification for her getting a divorce or an annulment. And that if she would have just told somebody, you know what, we rushed into it, it don't work out, maybe she would have felt embarrassed. Maybe she would have felt better if I give my friends a reason why we're getting an annulment, it doesn't put me in such a bad light like I'm being reckless. People make up lies and say things all the time. So I don't know if the friend is lying, if the husband is lying, if Kim Sae-ron is lying. I don't know. If they have pictures of her or tapes or messages, I'll sit back and watch. But regardless, even if he did do something to her, that unless it's criminal, unless you can prove it with the law, if they have evidence of that, then instead of releasing it on social media, they need to go to the police department and release it to them. I don't understand why all of this has even come forward. Kim Sae-ron apparently couldn't rest in life, and she sure in the fuck ain't resting in death. That is the real tragedy of this all. Kim Soo Hyun's career, hopefully he can salvage it, because he is not the villain, the K-drama villain of this story. He is not the villain. Guy, he may have cheated. So what? It happens in regular life. It happens to whether you're famous or not famous. So what? They had a relationship. They were maybe together from 2016, 2017 to 2021, and it ended. It ended. All of that other stuff has nothing. That's their business. Has nothing to do with anything. Kim Soo Hyun didn't do anything illegal. Whether people want to be fans of him or not, that's your personal decision. Whether you think he did something irreprehensibly morally wrong, now, hey, I can see why people would have that opinion. Go with God. You have your opinion. But the idea that he should lose his job and his endorsements, apparently he didn't really do. There's no proof that so far that I've seen, anything that's come forward, there's no proof that she was underage when they were dating. He said that she was 18. It's there until somebody gives me some sort of proof, then I'm like, that's neither. As far as I'm concerned, it was consensual. As far as I'm concerned, the age of consent was 13 at the time. That's why I gotta go by. He didn't coerce her, force her, blackmail her, exploit her. Okay. Nobody even knew they was even together besides apparently, So there's no exploitation. He wasn't clout chasing. He had more money than her. He was famous. That's neither here nor there for me, personally. Whether Kim Sae-ron was married, whether she had a boyfriend on the side, I don't care if she had 6 dudes on the side. I don't care if she was dating a BTS member. It doesn't matter to me. That's her personal business. That's her business. Let that lady rest. Let her rest in peace. The parents had no right. None. I'm going to say it again, and I even mean it more now. The gossip bloggers, whoever, they had no right to bring up this woman's private life. The parents had no right. I don't give a fuck if they're her parents or not. She was an adult. If she wanted to have that out there, she would have had that out there before she lost her life. She would have left a note. She would have had a timed social media post, something. If she wanted Kim Soo Hyun to be exposed, if he hurt her or did something like that, if anybody hurt her or did something like that, I would think that she would have left a note or some videos or a letter or a card or an internet post, Facebook post, something exposing people that hurt her in some sort of way. So the blame game is pointless at this point. You're blaming people, blaming this, blaming that, blaming that. Kim Sae-ron went through a lot, apparently a lot in her life. She did not have the support that she was supposed to have. And now it is now like the circus of insanity. Who she married, what she did, she was grown. She's grown. She's an adult. Why is this news? I'm like, okay, we're done here. Well, the husband said, okay, if you have proof that the husband did something, present the proof and move on. Well, then she had a boyfriend and he said he released a statement. Oh, what? These are adult people. Why is this news? The only thing that should have made news was Kim Sae-ron taking her life. And we can people can speculate all day why she did it. We don't know. Why her parents decided to do this to their own daughter, to me is very low down. I mean, there is no way in God's green earth. I got 2 fucking kids. I got 2 kids. There is no way in hell that my kids, either one of my children or one of my loved ones, would take their life, and then I want to go on social media and bring up their lives and this what they did, and look, these are pictures, and I want to clear their name. Clear their name for what? I want this person to apologize. Apologize for what? They're gone. Bringing up all these things about who she married and the parents, apparently they supposedly allegedly didn't know. Well, honey, apparently y'all didn't know a lot of things about your daughter. Okay? Move on. If I was the parents, I would release a statement and be like, we're done. Enough is enough. Like, we're done. We're done here. Enough. We're dropping whatever lawsuit they're filing against, but we're done. I need to grieve. My daughter needs to rest in peace. Kim Sae-ron deserves better than this. She really do. She really does. So, and like I said, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this shit floors me. As an American, this floors me. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, if this would have happened in America, they would have lit the parents up. They would have been like, why are you bringing this up about your, like, it would not even be a question here. Like, people would be like thinking it's very strange to outrage that any celebrity would take their own lives. And we've had celebrities that have taken their own lives. It is inconceivable. I've not known any celebrity that's taken their own life and then their parents or brothers or sisters or family pop up and be like, let me tell you about their personal life. Like, in America, people would be in such a horror over that. I could say many things about America, a lot, that I don't like. But we would, when somebody takes their lives, it's such a big deal. And maybe in Korea, it's not that big a deal because you know, they got the highest suicide rate in the world. So maybe it's not a big deal for them. But in America, it's a big deal if a celebrity takes their lives. So when somebody takes their lives, period, it has more of a reverence to it. You know, like, even your family, your friends, associates, but especially somebody famous would take their life here. An actress, especially at a very young age, she was only 24. It would have a sense of reverence here. Like, we would really be like, oh my God, like, it would cause people to really pause and be very sympathetic. But if anybody's parent, any actress took their life here, actress took their life here, and the parents come forward, the parents would they would eat them up. They would eat them alive. Because that's just certain things, you don't do that. When a person is dead, you let it dead. Unless there's charges, unless somebody did something to them, unless you can prove that they were off in some way, that their death was possibly, you know, a homicide instead of her taking her own life. You can, like, unless it's something that's a legal case, like a criminal act, somebody did something to her to cause her to lose her life, then that's a different story. But then you gather your evidence, you go to the police, you don't go to social media. But here in America, I can say many things, but that, it's just like, people like, I told people about this case, and people like, her own parents put this out there. They thought it was the strangest thing. Like, it was inconceivable to them. They were like, why would her parents put her business out there? So I've asked people all races, ages, socioeconomic. I just went around and started asking people, so what do you What do you think? I went online and people thought it was the most despicable thing for the parents to do that. And the fact that the people are like, you can't blame the parents. They're innocent. How are they innocent? They brought this up. If they felt like Kim Soo Hyun did something illegal, you take the evidence to the police behind closed doors. If they wanted an apology from this man, they should have went to him behind closed doors. Why in the hell would you get on the internet? Would you go through a vlogger and be like, we're going to release this? Because this, and like I said, this smacks, I'm going off now, about the bullshit in Korea, about people doing shit in the media. That's why I don't like New Jeans. That's why I don't like Kim Sae-ron's parents. Because, again, in Korea, it's this thing where you got to try it in a court of public opinion. So you're going to do interviews. New Jeans did an interview recently with BBC that I'll probably talk about this weekend, that I guess they have to go to foreign media because nobody gives a shit in America. Number one, nobody gives a shit in America. We have our own issues here. So they don't care about New Jeans here in America. So they went to BBC now because, apparently, it wasn't biting in America. We don't care. We're like, they did a few interviews for some Western outlets. Nobody cared. It didn't really get that many clicks and views. People weren't checking for it. So now they go on BBC and get interviews and talk about woe is me, because they can't run their asses to the Korean media anymore. Because the Koreans, after this BBC interview, the Koreans have really turned on them now, honey. Yeah, they've really turned on them now. Because basically they've done 2 interviews back to back where they pretty much have drugged Korea. An industry that you trying to, I don't know if they're going to try to get in the industry again. Maybe they can come to America and try to be famous. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck trying to be famous here first. Good luck, ladies. They gonna be working at the cafe if they keep this up. But they did a BBC interview, and I won't talk about it here, but it had angered a lot of Koreans. I don't know who is advising them. We had a conversation with some people last night that watch K-pop, and they not hardcore, but they were like, what is going on with New Jeans? And I told them, pretty much the overview, and they were like, they must not want a career. Yeah, y'all must not want a career. Y'all done pissed off Korea so bad. Like, y'all up there with President Yoon, and New Jeans have divided Korea. Like, because international fans, we don't care. We just don't. And America don't care. I'm like, ain't nobody checking for New Jeans in America. Yes, they have fans. I say that loosely. I say that being glib. But the overall sentiment is that most of these fans are in Korea. They're not in America. Ain't nobody checking for New Jeans like that here. People pretend that they are. And then on top of that, I told people, I said, y'all have let these people weaponize the internet. Like, there's a bunch of things going on. Because one of my favorite content creators, he actually got his Twitter account taken down by these people. And it's easier to get, I guess, I'm not on X or Twitter. I'm not on there. I guess it's easier to get accounts taken down or whatever. He has to go through the appeal process to get his account back. But YouTube, it's hard to take down YouTube accounts. Like, you can get demonetized. They can do that. But you have to have like copyright strikes. There's a bunch of different things. You can't just get mad because somebody criticizes you on the internet. It has to be something like, real bad for YouTube. So YouTube won't take down your channel. That's what I like about YouTube. And then, like I said, if it's copyright issues, then you may have to take down the video, whatever. Video may get demonetized. But if you're not monetized, my channel's not monetized, there's really nothing you really can do because you can't take away my monetization. And then on top of that, YouTube really highly scrutinizes claims. So, I do live streams. There's no copyrighted material. So they try to report Soul Light TV, his channel, but that's because he's a little snarky about it, but it's funny though. It's not like he's up here saying salacious things about them or dragging them or anything like that. He's just offering his opinion. He's a little snarky about it, but oh well. They better leave Sean alone. But yeah, they took away his Twitter account. But then again, I'm like, is he really making a lot of money from X or Twitter? Because you don't really make a lot of money there. Same thing about TikTok. TikTok, you don't make a lot of money. YouTube, you make more money on YouTube than you do. By the way, you make more money on YouTube than you do on Twitter and on TikTok. That's just it is. Especially on TikTok, don't pay. You can have 3 million views on TikTok and you'll get paid like $10. Like, people you basically use Twitter and TikTok as a way to advertise their YouTube channels. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's really like, it's like a whole thing. But anyway, that's shop talk. That's how the internet content creation thing. But yeah, these bunnies have been going around, or fake bunnies have been going around. And then I tell people, like, y'all think this fandom is so powerful, but I'm like, y'all gotta follow the money. Because Asian Entertainment, if you not watch their channel, came out and did a thing about Kakao. That Kakao went around and have been going around buying channels. So just in case y'all didn't know, Kakao has gone around, they call them Hive agents. You show many comments compare New Jeans interviews with RM interview. Yeah. Talking about they want sympathy. Yeah. They call him a Hive agent. They've been calling Soul Light a Hive agent. I don't know why they call him a Hive. He's not a Hive agent. Like, he's not. Anytime someone does disagree with this shit, they're a Hive agent. I'm like, Hive don't need agents. BTS is famous enough. Like I said, all of this with New Jeans would have not been as bad as it was, but then you bring in the Fear Nots, and then you bring in the Illit fans, and I don't know who they are. But once they started dragging LE SSERAFIM and Illit, then the Illit and the LE SSERAFIM people got mad. And then when they brought BTS into it, then here comes Army. Oh, did you watch her live about Kakao? And I keep telling y'all, I said, y'all give these people, not y'all personally, but I told people in other groups that y'all give these people on Twitter or X too much validity. Half of these accounts on X that harass other people's accounts, it's not very big. It's not huge accounts. And a lot of this shit is being bought and funded by either Minhee Jin, in my opinion, either by Minhee Jin or other media sources. Hive has collected a lot of enemies, y'all. Like they have enemies in the background who, or I wouldn't say enemies like that, but rivals who are actively invested into diminishing their stock prices, on a business level. Like, it's nothing personal, y'all. It's not nothing personal, but they if you watch her live about Kakao, that they bought channels. I talked about content farms over and over again. I said, y'all, there are whole channels that are owned by media companies, and where some of these channels are nameless, faceless channels. Some of these channels have people on it. Some of these channels you think is run by a person, and it's not. There are many bots. Same thing with Twitter and X. Somebody brought up some chick on Twitter. I don't know who her name is. They said Takis. I don't know who this person is. But it's supposedly, I'm like, this is like some 23-year-old chick on Twitter that apparently is a New Jeans fan or whatever. And again, I told people, y'all know people can buy views. Y'all know people can buy subscribers. I said, I don't understand why y'all don't act like y'all ain't on game. I said, okay, let me put y'all on game, okay? When it comes to Twitter, TikTok, social media, people can buy views, they can buy subscribers, they can buy comments. They will have bots. They will have bot farms. There are people out there, not that I know personally, but what I've been told. Now, I know other content creators, but what I've been told, there are some content creators that literally their channels went from like 1,000 subscribers to almost like 20,000 in a course of a month for no reason. And then I'm like, okay, and you're not supposed to do that. Yes, YouTube would take your channel down if you got caught. But now the technology is so sophisticated. When people were getting caught years ago doing this, now you don't even have to do all of that. Literally, these companies will go on and buy like you can buy advertising through YouTube for your channel. Same thing about Twitter and X. When you have money, you can have money to have your channel pushed legally. Like it's just marketing. When you have hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, they push these channels. They buy advertising for these channels. So these channels get pushed out there. They get recommended. They get pushed out there. So that's how these people are getting all these followers. People give too much weight and power to these little kids on the internet who ain't got nothing else better to do. And then people like, oh, they took certain channels, such and such channel. I'm just like, all they need to do is appeal it and come back. A lot of times people take their own channels down because it's the monetization that trips people up. But if your channel is not monetized, you're like, I don't give a damn. My channel ain't monetized, so they ain't got nothing to take away from me. So I'm like, okay. But that's what people are talking about. They're taking away people monetization. I have a career. I have a job. YouTube is not my job. I don't get paid to do this. It started from 2016, ever since BTS started to rise. Yes, it has been a problem. Yes. There are a lot of bots. There are a lot of content farms. There are a lot of companies, conglomerates, PR firms that are buy up channels. They do this on YouTube. They do this on Reddit. They do this on TikTok. They do this on Twitter. Supposedly, whoever Tayoki Taki, some 20-something-year-old girl took a picture with New Jeans. She apparently runs. I said, who is this person? I was like, oh, this is some chick on Twitter. Like, who cares? I'm not on Twitter. So whatever happens in Twitter stays on Twitter. I don't care. People, I say, y'all give too much weight to these fake people and these fake accounts. And then I'm like, but you don't know the people. Well, the bunnies, I don't know who's behind them. So now with me watching Asian entertainment and watching the cacao thing, it's what I've suspected all along. I'm like, y'all, there ain't that many New Jeans fans. There are some out there. They're not this crazy. This is organized. This is, in my opinion, an honest, humble opinion. I've said it before, I said it again. I've looked at comment sections. I've looked at certain things. I work for a cybersecurity company. I know what bots look like and bot farms and bot accounts. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't go back and research. I do. Anytime someone comments on my channel and it's off, I'll go back and look at their channel and report it, because I can look at it and be like, that most likely looks like a bot. You can tell that it's a bot a lot of times. Sometimes you cannot. But on YouTube, I know you can. I don't know about Twitter, but Twitter is full of bots. So there's like a whole like dead internet theory. Anyway, go look it up. Dead internet theory. I subscribe to the theory of the dead internet. That most of the internet, I would say about 60% is bots. So all these people talking about these New Jeans did this and this and this, they're reporting. And then somebody sent a lawyer like a fake cease and desist letter, and it was forged, and then the guy replied like, look, if you keep sending me fake letters, then, I mean, you, like, these are little kids. These aren't real people. Some of this stuff is just little kids or young people. When I say little kids, I don't mean like 9, 10-year-olds. When I say little kids, I mean people in their 20s. Because to me, 21, 22 is a little kid. I'm grown. Okay, I'm way over. That's young enough to be my child. If you, okay, I won't even say that. If you are 30 years old, just give you some frame of reference, you're young enough to be my child. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I know it sounds creepy, but Sugar is young enough to be my child. But that's neither here nor there. He's still my bias. Still my bias. Not stopping. Can't stop. Won't stop. Don't stop. Anyway, that's not stopping me. You know, that's why, oh yeah, Army was mad, you know, because of the Sugar incident. Because people really felt like it was, I took a deep dive, like I said, for months in that Sugar thing. And yes, the media outlets were doing it for clicks and views. But then what was strange was that, yes, there were people with fake accounts that were setting up fake Sugar challenges. That whole Sugar challenge thing came on. They were trying to blame on Armies. And that's when Army really turned against the whole, because they felt like that this was orchestrated through Min Hee Jin or some of her machinations. And I tell people, companies, this is in their PR strategy, y'all. They have board meetings. This is part of their PR strategy. I'm going to say it again. This is part of companies' PR strategy and marketing budgets. Social media presence. So not just setting up social media for their artists or their talent, but all part of it is also setting up accounts to big up their artists or talent. That is part of it. And you will never know. And sometimes you can tell and sometimes you cannot tell. It just depends. So I tell people, if somebody is presenting information and it's not like, you know, they're having really controversial hot takes on stuff and they don't really provide any relevant information, I would look at any source, regardless if it's a content farm or not, with a proverbial side eye. Because again, as much as I love BTS, I don't drag other groups. I don't understand that. I like my group. I like the groups that I like. And the groups that I like, I post on my channel. The groups I don't like, I don't post on my channel. It's just that simple. I'm not a gossip YouTube channel. I don't go to gossip sites. I'm not into gossip. The only time I report is that something make news and it has something to do with BTS. 9 times out of 10, everything that I talk about usually has some way round and about some degree of separation with BTS, like somehow, or something to do with the K-pop industry as a whole. But other than that, it's not a thing. But Army got mad and I got mad because of I when I started learning about the shaman thing, I was over Minhee Jin. That for me personally. When she was consulting the shaman, and I think there was some hijinks going on with the shaman. I not that I believe in shamans. I understand the cultural significance. I understand a lot of people in Korea use shamans. That is something that a lot of Koreans don't want to talk about, but they really believe heavily in that shit. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what you believe. That's what you believe in. I mean, I'm not into shamans, but that's what y'all want to do. Y'all do it. But when they start talking about getting the shaman on BTS and all, that's why I was kind of like, hey, look, I ain't got to, I can't rock with, I can't rock with that. I was like, oh no, that's why I was like, okay, it got weird. But then on top of that, not beyond weird, it's just like, I'm like, it's getting weird. But I'm like, okay, shamans and okay. Like I was over it. And then the things starting to come out about BTS being in a cult. And then the things was coming out about BTS and the chart manipulation. Like all these things came out. The reason why I'm Army. So I'm glad these things kind of did come out because I wouldn't be BTS Army if it wasn't for Minhee Jin. Again, I'm gonna do my whole video about my road to BTS, and it's a very convoluted, long story. But if it wasn't for Minhee Jin, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here with you fine people. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be Army. I would have never been. I liked Sugar. I was a fan of Sugar, but I wasn't like that. You never liked her. She's too narcissistic. I don't like Minhee Jin. I have nothing against Minhee Jin. Despite all of this, before all of this popped off, I still don't have any ill will toward Minhee Jin or New Jeans. I just want them to go away. If Minhee Jin want to go set up her own agency, go do it. If New Jeans want to go off and change their name to NJZ and go, I just want them gone out of Hive and out of Adore. That's it. I said, that's my whole thing. I want them to go somewhere and shut the hell up. And I just want them out. That's it. I just like, gone now, gone. I just want them gone. And them try to survive and make it on their own. Good luck. Because again, the way they burn bridges in Korea right now, I don't think it's not looking good for them. And that's just an honest business observation. Me coming from as a business person, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for them. They've pretty much ruined their career. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. In my opinion. I don't understand how they're ever going to have a career in Korea, at least. I mean, they can maybe try to go to Japan. Like the situation with TVXQ and what was it, JYJ, how they went to Japan. Yeah, they bring back the chart controversy because they didn't find anything else. Baby, they was grasping at straws. I told y'all last year when all this stuff started to set out. It was this time last year. I kept asking my sister-in-law. I was like, "Girl, they said BTS in a cult." She was like, "Girl, if you BTS not in a cult, oh my God, stupid." Then next week, I'm like, "Girl, they said they chart manipulated." My sister-in-law was like, "Girl, they've been saying that for years." I was like, "Really?" She's like, "That's a lie. It's a lie." I said, okay. I said, I'm just asking. I don't know. Because I didn't know. Because I was like, ooh, BTS. And I knew who BTS was, of course. So when you see headlines, as myself, a casual K-pop fan, when you see these headlines last year saying BTS in a cult, BTS chart manipulation, BTS, I'm going to click on it because as somebody who didn't know K-pop that well and wasn't into BTS, well, I know who BTS is. And I'm like, they're like the biggest group ever. Where they really chart manipulate? So that's why I would click on these videos and watch them and then go back and ask my sister-in-law, who was a BTS fan, because I was like, is this true? Is this true? And she's like, what are you watching? And I was like, this YouTube channel. So I used to subscribe. I don't anymore. to several YouTube channels that were like kind of gossip channels, and I don't subscribe to those anymore. But I was learning. I just got into K-pop 2022, the end of 2022, 2023. I was just learning. By the time this time last year, I really was like new. I was researching, generations and groups, and that's when I came across these gossip sites, and I was like, well, let me see what's going on. And then that's when they started talking about BTS. And then Min Hee Jin, I didn't know who Hyde was. I didn't know who Min Hee Jin was. And I said, knowing me, I'm going to do my research. I'm not going to take people's word for it. I'm like, are they in a cult? And I went back and researched and asked, and I was like, no. And then I came across people talking bad about Army. Well, BTS Army does this, and BTS Army does that, and watch out BTS Army. And I'm like, I said, that's the BTS fan? So what's Army? People are like, oh my, people talking about Army in hushed tones on Reddit. Shh, don't say nothing bad about BTS. They'll come for you. Who? Army. Who is Army? BTS Army. They have an army? No, that's the name of their fans. Oh, okay. Well, why are y'all scared of them? Man, they're all fucking crazy. All I heard was Army was crazy. Army was crazy. Army was crazy. And I'm like, okay, I don't believe y'all. So that's when I went and researched on my own about BTS, about Army. And then I did my video about BTS Army, and I put the video on my channel, and my channel blew up because of it. And so all the Army were like, we appreciate, because I was like, well, I'm going to do just pull up all the information that I found. So I did this 10-minute video about BTS Army. And then that brought a bunch of people to my channel, and they're like, thank you so much. And a lot of my subscribers who've been here since that video. So, sorry, y'all, looking at my messages. And they've been here since that video. And so they've stuck with me the whole entire time. And I didn't want to do a K-pop channel. I was not interested in BTS. I didn't like BTS. I mean, I didn't wish anything ill on them. I just wasn't a fan. I like Dynamite. I like Butter. That's all I knew about BTS. Dynamite and Butter and Boys with Love. I knew Halsey. I was a big fan of Halsey. So I knew of Sugar before, like back in 2020. I told the story. I ran across Sugar's video in 2020 during the pandemic. And so, because I was at home and the video popped up and I was like, who is this? And so I went to go listen to Sugar, and I listened to his music. But I was not into BTS because I'm a rap girl. I'm like, I like rap music. Like, why would I like Dynamite and Butter? Like, that wasn't my kind of music. I wasn't into R&B or disco, or I like Latin hip hop, but I was really hardcore into rap music. So it was not my type. So I like Sugar. I like Sugar's song. I remember when he came out with his album, I was excited. I was kind of miffed that D-Day didn't come to Dallas, and kind of mad about that, because if my sister-in-law would have wanted to go, I would have went with her to go see D-Day. But and I like Sugar. But it was a casual thing. How did I become a hardcore Sugar stan? Like I said, one day I'm going to tell the whole story, but it was slowly. It was a bunch of things coming together. It was JK doing Standing Next to You. And then I was like, well, maybe I need to, look at this BTS thing a little bit more. Because Jungkook did Standing Next to You, and I didn't know who sung the song. And I was like, who sings this song? Your ex-boyfriend's an August D fan? Oh, my God. That must be nice. I don't know anybody who's a BTS fan in my life. Except for one person. That's my sister-in-law. She likes BTS. But she doesn't like them as much as I do. Like, I've surpassed her. Like, she's amazed. She went from this BTS fan for a long time. Then they went on hiatus. She got with AT, so she's a big AT Stray Kids kind of fan. But she's still a casual fan. She's not like subscribing to Weverse and stuff. For her, it is inconceivable to her that I went from this casual person that went to a K-pop concert that didn't know nothing about K-pop to now having a whole damn K-pop channel. She's like, this is crazy. To her, it is amazing. She's like, she's like, I've created a monster. She's like, this is nuts. And I'm like, girl, She's like, this is crazy. And I was like, girl, just go with it. So she thinks it's like inconceivable and crazy that like now she's turned me into like, she didn't turn me into, but she introduced me to something that I just kind of took and run with, which is my personality. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna go all the way. I'm a type A person. If I'm gonna do something, baby, I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna be all the way with it. If y'all just came here, you missed my live stream, you can go rewind back to the beginning where I was talking about the Kim Sae-ron thing and saying that enough is enough. Like everything should be done with the Kim Sae-ron thing. Like we should be done here. And I don't want, and like I said, I'm steeling myself I'm hardening myself because I feel like the Sugar thing, when Sugar gets out of the military, I feel like this is going to be the same thing. I feel like we're going to be going through the same thing and then they're going to dogpile on Sugar and it's just going to be tragic. And I just don't want it to be tragic. And I don't want, I just, I want to enjoy the BTS reunion. Let's put it that way. I want to seriously enjoy my BTS comeback. This is my first comeback. This is going to be my first BTS concert. This is going to be my first everything. I am Baby Army. So I'm delightful and excited to be able to enjoy it, BTS in real time instead of going back and watching old videos and watching old concert videos and watching old Weverse stuff. All I do is watch old footage and old songs. I want new. I want to be able to enjoy new things with you guys. I want us all to be like, oh my God, like the J-Hope thing. Like the J-Hope experience has been phenomenal. Like I'm able to look at J-Hope. He's in San Antonio right now. He's in Texas. I'm able to partake and listen to releases and be on Weverse and break news and be excited with everybody at the same time instead of me watching old footage and being excited about something that happened in 2018. Because that's a lot of my life is like, oh my God, have you heard this song? And everyone's like, yeah, Kiki, that song came out like 5 years ago. Like I'm always discovering new songs and new things about BTS, videos, interviews, commercials. I'll go back and watch old commercials that a lot of you guys have been here a long time have experienced that I have not experienced. So I'm excited to experience BTS in real time. Like whenever they come out with a promotion or interview, I can really talk about it and be like, oh my God, did you see this? Did you see that? And I'll be able to report it on my channel in real time instead of old stuff. So pull up footage and post footage like I do for J-Hope. So I'm excited to be able to enjoy things and have other people in the BTS fandom enjoy things and discover things together. So I'm excited about their comeback. Like I said, this is my first comeback. This is my first gonna be my real taste of BTS altogether. Having Jin out and J-Hope out, that's fine. But this is gonna be my first time like having everybody together. And so for me, it's very exciting. Like some of y'all experience comebacks and y'all been at this for years now. I have not. So I just feel like I don't want this whole Sugar shit to mess things up and just ruin things. But I know that they're gonna try. I know the aunties are gonna try. I know the Hybe haters and the Hybe rivals are gonna try. I know the BTS haters are gonna try. There's BTS haters out there for no reason. When BTS goes in the military, I started to watch pre-debut BTS. I've been going back and watching pre-debut BTS. And Sugar looks so cute. He looks so much cuteness. He looks so cute. I saw him so cute. Yeah, and I be like, wait a minute. I didn't realize he's a real grown man. I'm like, oh, he looks so cute. When he was like 21, like he was so cute. And then I was like, you know what? He was a grown ass man then. So yeah, I can sit there and say with my whole chest that Sugar was really, really cute back then too. Like y'all know how I feel about Sugar. Y'all see my shorts. Anyway, I'm gonna post another Sugar short today, and it's gonna be spicy. Like if you are under the age of 18, I don't know. You may not need to watch my short. You may not need to listen to it because you're gonna listen to it and be like, what? I don't know. You might be like, what? It's gonna be a little spicy. It's a little a little spicy. Cause that's my mood. My mood this week is plucky and spicy. I've been sick for like 4 weeks. Y'all know I didn't have no voice. Y'all know I couldn't breathe. Y'all know I wasn't eating. I'm like, I am back 110%. I am back and better than ever now, y'all. But I appreciate everybody being here. I really got to get to my workout. I've been sitting in this car. It's been an hour and 33 minutes. Thank you, cute Jostana. JK, you probably put the JK in because aren't you JK biased? I can understand why y'all JK biased. I say it every day. I can understand you JK fans. I get it. I can understand the Jimin fans. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. J Hope, Mr. J, I get it. So I get it, y'all. I get it. I get it. But, I'm still representing Sugar, even though we ain't seen him in a long time and heard from him. That's sad, and all the rest of them has posted things and I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm not gonna get emotional, but I just, yeah, they will drag Sugar when BTS come back. Like the aunties are gonna be on his ass. They're gonna be on him, And so I just have to be ready for it, you know. But anyway, y'all have a good day. I'm finna go put my headphones in. I'm finna go listen to some BTS, or I'll probably watch Asian entertainment while I work out. I'll watch her. If y'all don't watch High Boy, I gotta get up on his video. He did a video about the new jeans thing. Y'all go look up High Boy, HYBEBOY. JK is your name also. Oh, your name is JK too. Okay, well, so that's good. Um, y'all need to watch High Boy, Soul Light TV, and Asian Entertainment. If you and Colt Nava is another one. That's my girl Colt. I shout out to Colt and BTS Tarot. So there's like 5 channels of BTS channels that I really really watch, and there are 5 or 6 that I watch all the time, and those are the ones I watch. BTS Tarot. I love BTS Tarot. Like I don't know if some of y'all are into that, but BTS Tarot, Soul Light TV, Asian Entertainment, High Boy, and Colt Nava. Those are the 5 channels that I recommend to everybody. Especially Colt. She was one of the first channels that I subscribed to that was BTS. All those channels are channels I subscribed to like last year, like very, very early on in my BTS journey. And, and because I had to understand, okay, so what is this about? Like I'm trying, I try to get different facets of BTS. And like I said, I do BTS fan fiction, but I don't know where to put my fan fiction because I can't put it on YouTube because some of my fan fiction is spicy. So I'm trying to figure out if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Any websites, because I don't, vlogs, whatever, I don't know, whatever suggestions you guys have, because I don't know where to put my writing. And I have lots of writings, and sometimes I'll post them in my post tab, or formerly known as community tab. So make sure y'all take a look there, and I'll post some things there. Like I'll write, and then I'll be like, "Ooh, that sounds good." Like I'll post it here just to share with you guys. But I want a permanent place where I can put my writings. But I don't. Maybe Tumblr. Somebody told me Tumblr. I'm not on Tumblr. I don't know. And Boris City. Yeah, Boris City is the other one. She's the one that I subscribe to as well. Boris City is good, like as a breakdown of like analysis of certain things. So I like her channel. And Boris City be throwing low key shade at any turn. She throws shade. Like when she do her videos and you listen to it, you can tell she's throwing shade in a real concise way. But yeah, Boris City is the other one. And then the other one is What You Gotta Say. And they're having a convention May 1st. But as we get closer to May 1st, I'll give y'all more information. There's a BTS like content creator convention that I'm going to in Texas and Dallas, in my area. I didn't know there were other BTS content creators in my area, but apparently there's at least 4 of them besides me. So but I haven't really reached out to them or anything like that. I'm a very shy, introverted kind of girl. But I am going to May 1st. I am going to their BTS Reactor Con. I am going for like it's like a 3-day convention workshop kind of thing. And then I'll do videos and I'll post it on my channel, and y'all see other BTS fans who live in Dallas. So it's gonna, like I said, there's Lonely Dad. I didn't know you guys know who Lonely Dad is. He's one of my first BTS channels as well. And he does like reactions. And I didn't know he lived in my city. Like I had no idea that Lonely Dad lives here. And so Lonely Dad and What You Gotta Say, I didn't know they lived here either. They live in Dallas. And there's another content creator, I forgot his name. He's another guy that does reactions. All these 3 have like their own like little convention. And of course I wouldn't know last year because I wasn't into BTS, but I found out. I was like, oh, you guys got your. And then they also came out with a BTS Army movie that premiered at like South by Southwest in Austin. So make sure y'all support what You Gotta Say. They're really, really, really good guys, and they've been doing this a long time. Like Nico and his wife, it's Nico and like his brother and his cousin, but they've had a channel for like 5 years now. So you know him, you know him, yeah. They live in Dallas. I know it. I watching their channel. It was one of the first beats, and I had no idea that they lived here until they mentioned about their Creator Con, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? And so I was like, wait a minute, where? I'm like in Irving, Texas. I was like, that's what I mean. I'm like, oh my God. And then I figured out that like Lonely Dad, I was like, y'all live in Dallas. So like again, I don't know these people, but I will be with these people May 1st. So I will definitely take video, and I'll come back and report, and I'll live stream and be like, oh my God, you got. And I asked my kids if they want to go. My kids are like, no. My kids said, no, Mom, you have fun. They're like, no, we're not doing that. But anyway, so I thank you, everybody. Thank you, JK. I appreciate it. And you guys have a good day. It's a beautiful 80 degrees here in Texas. It's like 80 degrees. So I'm gonna go out here and get my workout on. I have to work, get my jog on. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Bye. Do 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 do.